clouds until they bleed.
I mean, what is this? Ninjas, drug pushers, my men being kidnapped and murdered? This is really beginning to get on my tits.
All right.
Okay. So, let me tell y'all a little story. It's a little story about a man who woke up this morning and he felt like he had a purpose. And his purpose was to inform everyone of all of his opinions before they get to talk again. And so that man was me. And so I'm here to tell y'all all of my opinions. Thank you, Rags, for the alert.
Whether you want them or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you want them or not. It's all about what I want and what my purpose is, and that's my purpose. So
y'all gonna catch these pinions.
Yep, pinions is gonna be all up in your ears, all up in your ears. So let me tell you a little story. It's about Geeks in the Hood podcast episode. What is it? 14 now. We getting up there.
Dang.
It took us a little while, but we getting up there.
Doesn't even feel like 14 shows.
Yeah, right? It really doesn't. But that's what happens when you're having fun. So,
yes, sir.
To the people messaging me about getting last week's episode up on YouTube, thank you. Please stay on my ass about it. Sometimes I get these ideas in my head of how it can work better, and it kind of leaves me stagnant in my mind as far as like how I want to put stuff out and when to put it out. So it should be up by tomorrow night, all the episodes from last week for both the Monday and Wednesday podcast. And I'll have this one up shortly after that as well. And I'll stop bullshitting. I'm sorry. It's my fault. With that being said, episode 14 Geeks in the Hood podcast, where we talk about D23, the things that I cared about from D23, because mostly I find the show to be whatever. But let me welcome my co-host, Jinx Deadpool, coming in hot.
We on fire tonight. Yeah, man.
That's what it's about. That's what I like. It's a little more energy. So, I guess we should go ahead. Well, did you have anything you wanted to talk to the people about? I know you had told me you said you got on 3 panels at a local.
Yeah, we got this local convention, this geek convention. It's called RoberCon. It's named after the Roberson Museum that they do it out of. It's like a little art and science museum that they have out here. Every year, right around this time, right around the end of September, they do a little convention, and the geeks come out of the woodworks. It goes on for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And it's usually a good time. It's not the first panel I've been on there. It's actually the 3rd one that I've been on. I was on one years ago, and then last year I was on a Black Panther panel, and that shit was fire. We got a standing O. I never seen that shit happen before. My jaw was on the floor.
Well,
but we're gonna do a Black Heroes Matter. Yeah, it really is. So, but we're going to do Black Heroes Matter this year. We're going to be talking about inclusion of heroes of color, but as well as all kinds of representation. So we're going to be talking some Steven Universe, some Into the Spider-Verse, some She-Ra, and just about anything else you can think of that has had a decent amount of inclusion. Also going to be on a panel for Power Rangers, because people still love Power Rangers even after all these years. And then last but not least, I'm on a Battle Angel panel. So I'm gonna be talking up what I keep saying is still the best live action anime adaptation that we've ever had.
All right.
So that should be a good time. I'm looking for. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Jacinda is on the panel.
Jacinda's on the. Okay, so your daughter's doing.
Jacinda is going to be on She's going to be on the Black Heroes Matter panel. She was on a panel last year herself, and she killed it. It was about YouTube influencers. So You know, she's doing her thing. She's following in Dad's footsteps, and I'm loving it.
See, and I love that. I love that father-daughter unity going up there tackling the panels. But what I need to know, what the fans need to know, when is she gonna be on this podcast, bruh?
I gotta get her on a Monday. Either that or we're gonna have to do a show on a Sunday just to incorporate her.
Hey, let me know when. Real talk.
No, I know, real talk, and I know she's down. So I figure right after the panel would actually be the perfect time, because then we could just talk and talk. Hey, what's up, Exterminate? What's up, Rags?
Yep. Rags is still going strong, I think, in his stream. Which,
yeah, I know he is.
If anybody wants to talk to a dude who's just really down to earth and awesome, go check out Rags. Ragamuffin. He posted a little bit earlier. Actually, you know what? I ain't got time for it, but here we go. All right, we got Katako. What up, fam? And we got Pandoku. Not much. We're just getting our intros in. And if that's everything, I think we can jump right in, eh?
Let's go on in.
All right. So, all right. So, for starters, we got Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, has been cast as U.S. agent for John Walker for the Falcon and Winter Soldier show on Disney Plus coming. He looks like my ex-roommate. And I really wish my ex-roommate had actually gotten the role. But I really wanted to talk about how we feel about this, because I know I talked about this before, but this is the role that John Cena was in the runnings for. And
I know. I had heard about that. And I don't. Here's how I know where you're kind of going. I didn't hate him in Overlord, but something was a little off.
Okay, I'm gonna come right back in. I'm just gonna say I loved Overlord. I think it was probably one of the best movies of 2018 that was highly slept on, and I loved his character and his work in it. So. It's not necessarily that I don't think he would be good for the role. It's just I kind of feel like this is exactly John Cena's role. Like basically like playing the all-American soldier but a heel. Like I feel like if there was a role in MCU that was made for John Cena, it would be for this guy.
Yeah, most certainly.
And
that's where I'm coming from too, because once you start with that picture in my head, like he fits the suit perfectly. You know what I mean? Like you don't even gotta pad a suit out. You just the chin is chiseled perfectly for it. Like and he already kind of played that kind of character in Bumblebee.
Yeah, basically. Which Bumblebee being probably the best Transformers movie.
Transformers live action? Yeah, you're damn right it was.
So it's just it's not that I'm mad at the casting. It's more so that I'm just disappointed to not get a chance to see John Cena as this character. Because it really does fit his whole American soldier heel thing. It feels so right. And it's like, but I like this guy. And you know what? I'm glad you reminded me that he was in Overlord, because I didn't think of it as him. I knew he looked familiar, and I was like, God damn it, what is this guy from? I know I've seen him in other things, including Black Mirror. Wait a minute. Yeah. Black Mirror, I was like, I know I've seen this guy, and I know he's good, but I couldn't picture. But yeah, in Overlord, now that you've connected those two for me, I feel a lot better about this.
Yeah, he could definitely pull off Soldier Boy. But it was a little. No, I hear you. It's like it's because once you have a face and someone's in your head, putting a different face, no matter how good they are, is going to be jarring.
Yeah, and so like, I'm gonna feel the same thing whenever if they do an Inhumans movie eventually. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have that same feeling when they don't cast Vin Diesel as Black Bolt.
As Black Bolt, yeah, oh yeah.
Like they've been talking about that casting for so long, and before they decided to make it a horrible TV show, they were talking about it being a movie, and him playing Black Bolt, and I was just like, perfect. That's everything.
No, that would work.
Yeah,
that would work.
Everything I wanted, and but either way. Yeah, Catico getting hot over here. She heard Vin Diesel.
Yeah, see?
All the muscles. And so
see? Yeah, but he only got half the muscles of The Rock.
Only half the muscles and only 1/3 of the baby oil.
You know? Yo, seriously, I thought Vin Diesel was this big dude until I saw him stand next to The Rock and was like, God damn, you just so small.
Yeah. Just like everybody feels
you're so small.
When they stand next to Shaquille O'Neal, and you see the biggest, most buff, soldiery, like muscle meatheads ever, and next to Shaquille O'Neal, they look like they're fucking children. And
yeah, and you're just like, aw, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's like I thought you were Apex, but you're not. That's that's all that is. So yeah. More on but back to the point. I do like the angle that they like the storyline chosen for the Falcon Winter Soldier television show, because a lot of people, even if they like Falcon, when Captain America at the end of Endgame handed Sam his shield, almost everybody was like, "What?"
Yeah,
like no, Bucky's standing right there.
I can't lie. Yeah, I was like, wait. I mean, I get it. Bucky's a lot more of a questionable person to hand the shield off to in that universe, definitely. I mean, even in the comics, but most people didn't know, but he did in the comics, and that was front and center in the movie. So I get it, but at the same time, yeah, no. I was like, yeah, I know that's your boy and all, but really?
But knowing the storyline, it's just like, this is the perfect way to prove to everyone that Sam deserves that shield.
And I like the fact that, and they did play it up this way in the comics to a point. I like the fact that Bucky is basically going to be his partner.
Oh yeah, love it.
Like because it's going to give us that buddy cop aspect to it that we've all been waiting for. Every time we see them on screen, we're just like, okay, yay, we're gonna have some fun for a couple minutes. And like to have a whole show of the two of them interacting in that brotherly feuding manner is gonna be just absolutely fantastic. And then the legacy that they're both trying to uphold in their own way with this story, and then having to go against, oh yeah, they've definitely, and then bringing Daniel Bruhl's Zemo into it, brings it full circle, because now you have that connection to Bucky, so that it's not just him tagging along because he's Cap's other friend. He has a direct connection to Zemo.
Yes. And everybody getting there. Yeah, it's gonna be hot. It's going to be hot, and I'm going to try to keep all of my negativity until the end of the show. So I believe...
I don't know if you should do that. Like, that much of an explosion of negativity might, like, blow a hole in the planet, bro. You can't just hold it all in at one point. That's a pressure cooker.
No, I'm sorry, but from what the movies have taught me, as long as I do it long enough, as soon as a gamma bomb goes off, I'll get my wish and become the Hulk. So this is MCU science. Right. MCU science, and I'm hoping that's how it works. So, okay. I even got my wife throwing shade in in the chat. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I see that. You have to dig deep.
Your man is outnumbered here.
You gonna have to like the pressure for reals though.
So
and just real quick, because I'm looking at this picture that you got up from like the last half of the whole Sam Wilson Captain America arc. I really hope that the suit that they create for him as U.S. agent is like an updated version of Cap's first Avengers suit.
Huh.
Like, I don't want it to be, because after, obviously, and for good reason, after that, they went with a hybrid of the stealth suit and his original suit, which ended up working out really well. I kind of want something like that, but I kind of want it to look a little bit like more streamlined too.
If I had a choice, it would look
Like, I want it
exactly
streamlined, but
like that image, only with a different material.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because
but that's
I
what
want
I'm
it
saying,
to be
streamlined. I don't
dark
want it to,
and
'cause
abrasive, just like America right now.
Because Captain America's suit in the movies lately has been very heavily padded, and which obviously it should be. But I want, like, we're in somewhat of a future in this point in the MCU. So give me some like high tech Kevlar that's not like super thick. You know what I mean?
I get you. I get what you're saying.
Give me a sleek looking version of the suit, but don't make it look like as spandexy as that suit did in the first movie, in that first Avengers movie, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like even if it is basically a version of the stealth suit that's just like, that's not dark blue, but black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we move the star from the center to the left the way it's supposed to be, or I mean to the right the way it's supposed to be, and then you throw the wings right there, and then give me the stripes, and I'm good.
I could sign off on that. That. So,
but I see our bearded wonder up here.
Next, we are going into Kit Harington joins the MCU as Black Knight in the Eternals. All I have to say is that's what we like to call typecasting. But I'll take
my man wielded a sword before. Give him a sword.
Yeah,
and a horse.
Yeah, and he has a black blade or a black sword that gives him his powers. If you don't know the character, they better do something with that mask because that shit ain't gonna fly. And
well, I mean, Thor's helmet didn't fly, so we can almost guarantee that they're gonna come up with some bomb ass looking knight helm.
Yeah,
for him to have.
Yeah, something that
like when he puts that shit on, and you just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like they'll get it right. They'll get it right.
Like I said, basically the way I felt when I was watching Dredd and he put that helmet on, and you didn't even see his face, so you just saw the helmet, and I was just like, yeah.
I thought I had brought.
I know you don't like
before,
the movie. I'm talking about the suit. I'm not talking about the movie.
I'm
talking about the costume.
Yeah, why are you trying to make me break what I just said? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm holding all my negativity for the very end.
You really want me to make you break your thing?
No,
I will. So you better stop it.
No.
Don't
you do it. Don't you do it. TSTI has never lied to the people. Mighty Vicious has never lied to the people. He will not start today. I am keeping my negativity for the end of the ending segment of the show. I am happy to see him get a role. That's what I think of this overall, because there's so many actors that they do a really good job in a television series, and that's a great quote. She hit me with the Jeezy quote on there. Not one time. Never lied to the people. But you see a lot of people who do really well in TV, and they never get a role in film that lets them grow that lets them show what they really have. And so I'm happy to see him have a role outside of Game of Thrones where he can actually, who knows, maybe he'll surprise us so much that they actually go and do a period piece with just him. And I'm hoping that for him because I think he is a great actor. And, like I said, there's so many times. I mean, even Bryan Cranston has a hard time getting roles. And
yeah, I noticed.
And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better role that has been played than him as Walter White in Breaking Bad. Like, that shit is iconic. Mm-hmm. So, I love to see when people move from television to film and don't Steve Jail. But yeah, I'm happy for him. What's your piece on him? Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Fuck yeah, I watched it. Not all the way through yet, but yeah, I watched it. So I already know about who he is, what he is, and all of that. And I think this is a good role for him. I agree it's kind of typecast. It's definitely typecasting, but at the same time, it's one of those like good typecasting situations. Yeah. Because how many other like roles like that is he really going to get? Because how many, like, they aren't making that many major fantasy films or anything like that. So I don't see him getting typecasted into that. I mean, as his star had just started, he got sucked into that shitty Pompeii flick. Good God, was that bad? But other than that, I mean, I really think this is something that he could actually really turn into something interesting. Because this is one of those characters where it's on that Blade level almost. If you don't know comics, you don't know this character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he has the opportunity to really turn this into something big for him.
Yeah. So just as I look at this picture, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather him get this role, or let's say we had the power to just say, you know what, you don't get this role. We'll give you another role in the universe, a more prevalent character even. But as I look at this picture, I keep thinking to myself, would Jaime Lannister have been a better pick?
You're looking at that jawline, that's why.
It's the jawline and the proposed build. Like, yeah, you see what I'm seeing? Like,
yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Like I said, I'm happy he got the role, and I'm not trying to replace him by any means. It's just as I was sitting here and you were talking and I was looking at this image, I kept thinking to myself, man, that really reminds me of Jaime Lannister. Probably because there's the, Game of Thrones in the background, and it just made my mind connect dots. But
no, I see it. I definitely I kind of see Nikolaj Hunter Walthrow in that picture. Like, I really kind of do.
Yeah,
that looks like his mouth. Like, it really does.
Poor guy, poor Jon Snow.
But I mean, and that's the thing is, like, as I'm looking at him, and I'm like, but yeah, then who would you cast him as? If you weren't going to cast him as Black Knight, who would you cast him as?
My mind tried to immediately say Wolverine, but I don't like that. Because
I had heard that rumor too.
Yeah, I feel like he needs to be just a little more grizzled. Just a little more grizzled and grimy just off the bat to feel a Wolverine. But what I
hear it.
How would you feel about him?
I hear it.
How would you feel about him as Magneto?
Too young.
You're right. But they're going to make him young anyway. See, I say that because
they're going to make them. I don't think they're going to make them too young because if he's supposed to be a contemporary of Xavier and Xavier's supposed to have adult students under him, I don't think he's going to be 30 something.
I mean, shit, they had they had McAvoy when he was young, but
good point. No, fair point.
But I'm still thinking about it because I do feel like he could have a bigger role. But
he'd have been a decent one. But I'm looking at him and I'm like, and that's not Marvel anymore. But I'm looking at him and just in that picture,
yeah,
I'm seeing Kraven.
If Joe Manganiello didn't want that role, I would say yes. But being that Joe Manganiello, the apex male, does want the role, I don't think you have a chance.
Let him go from Flash to Kraven. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So
because he was Flash Thompson.
Yeah. So let's move past this. You know what? We might come back to this for a role for him, but I think we need more time. You know what? We'll have a dream casting
And it really
episode.
doesn't matter because he's the swordsman.
Yeah, but I do think we should do a dream casting episode where we each pick a group of like a thing that hasn't been brought out yet in the universe, and then we dreamcast the team, like Dreamcast Alpha Flight.
I dreamcasted some live action anime, but I need more time. Like I started dreamcasting Hellsing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
that shit ain't never gonna get made live action, but yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this up there. We can give our 2 cents and then move on. But the announcement of Black Panther 2, which we all knew was coming, but not much is known about it yet, at least that I read or watched. But it'll be interesting because
Namor is the rumored villain.
Namor is the rumored villain. Who was it that came out last week and said they wanted to be Namor? Somebody that everyone hated. Oh yeah, The Rock. The Rock came out and said he wanted to play Namor. And we're both part of a group on Facebook, and someone had posted this, and the amount of negativity I saw blew my mind. Like, I was actually shocked myself. I was like, wow, thought y'all liked The Rock. What happened? Yeah, like, I mean, for me, I can understand people might be getting tired or not believe that he has the chops to be able to, do it and not water down the production. But, like, people were just, like, immediately like, no. And I'm like, I thought that would be pretty fucking awesome if The Rock was Namor.
He's not the worst choice that I have heard. He's actually, like, in my list, he's, like, 4th, I believe, or something like that. Or 3rd or 4th. But, like, my original choice, and still is Luke Evans.
Yep,
and then
that was the other thing.
And then Boss Logic went out and did a picture, and I was like, finally.
Yeah, Luke Evans would be another great one.
I was like, that was brilliant.
And Luke Evans is another underrated character or underrated actor that I've always loved whenever I've seen him in things. And I just feel like he's another one that just hasn't gotten a big enough break. He hasn't been attached to Luke Evans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I really do. I like him a lot. And he just
Me too.
doesn't. Yeah. So
I can't really call him. I can't call him Manly or Orlando Bloom anymore because Orlando Bloom isn't looking super pretty anymore. He's looking kind of manlier. So I just have to call him Luke Evans, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, no, I enjoy Luke Evans in pretty much everything that he's been in. Like every time he's on screen, I'm like, oh, good. Get a chance to have some fun with him.
Yeah, and I really liked him, even though his character was short-lived. I liked his character in the Fast and Furious.
Yes.
6. I believe it was. I really, really enjoyed his character and the way he played it. Even though people don't look to those movies for acting or anything like that, it's all about the range you got, guys. It's all about the range. So
I was thoroughly happy to see him in that and he barely did anything in that. But the Paul W.S. Anderson Three Musketeers flick.
Yes.
Yeah, that movie was absolutely stupid, but it was fun to watch. It was absolutely stupid, but it was fun to watch.
Dumb.
It was really stupid, but I enjoy the crap out of watching that movie because the fight scenes are fun, the characters are having fun. So it just kind of infects me when I'm watching that movie after a while. But yeah, he should definitely be in something. Rosario Dawson as She-Hulk is what you were saying?
I'm going to just talk about about all of it, but I'll save She-Hulk for last because I'm happy. I'm just real happy about that. So they released that Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk are all set for Disney Plus series, and they are destined to transition into the MCU. So
I think let's start. I want to start with Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight would probably be best to stay as a series with him showing up in other people's movies.
I think that's what they were saying. I don't think Moon Knight's gonna get his own straight up movie.
No,
even though I would, and I already have the story for it and would make it. But anyway,
yeah, it is too me. Me too. I went in on that one a couple of times too. His character is just so complicated and just weird to begin with. It's like first you have to nail down which version you're going to do. Once you've nailed down that, then where do you start? So it all depends on where they're starting, what they're trying to do with this character. I personally feel like you should start at the beginning, and
I'd start
and have him create those multiple personalities that end up becoming an issue down the line.
I'd start him in an MMA cage.
That works too.
I'd start him in an MMA cage, and in the middle of a fight, I'd have it be a grueling fight where he's getting hit really hard, and then I would have the personalities come out to affect the fight, and then I would have, after he's won, his cooldown time in the locker room would be where you get your backstory about him being a mercenary, and when he found the temple / whatever, and gets basically his power, and then just kind of becomes a different person, and kind of just goes back to life as usual, but ex-merc, as usual as an ex-merc's life could be. And that's where I'd started. But
see, my whole take on it was always never I didn't want to go full on with the crazy. There was a version. Well, I mean, I did, but I didn't want to go. I like the version where he's basically talking to Khonshu, and you're not sure if Khonshu is real.
Well, I think you can do that.
And Khonshu is the voice in his head trying to push him to be more violent, and then
is that a sword you have in your hand, sir?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
You should do they should do that, and then you should have it so that dealing with Khonshu is what almost helps what also creates the other personalities in his head.
Also good.
So, but yes, it's a sword.
Okay. You got something you need to slay after the show? What's going on? You just okay, all right.
No, I have a sword that sits next to my desk, and I get antsy sometimes, so I just reached over and grabbed it. I just I don't vape,
don't
let
me catch you. Don't let me catch you on CNN. Oh, that's all I'm saying. I want to know that my boy's all right. I just
I ain't gonna be out here. I'm not gonna be out here slicing nobody.
Okay, all right. I did. You told me you had said that your day was a little effed, I'm just making
Not,
sure.
not unless they come after my daughter. I'm not slicing nobody unless they come after my daughter.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the modified Bad Boys 2 scene.
Well, this dude out here like.
Yep. Be
Yeah, this dude out here
like
gonna be
fucking
Blade.
samurai. Yep.
All right.
Yep. I'm gonna be standing in the doorway just with a fucking sword in my hand, like, come to see my daughter.
Oh God. Oh God.
What you got in
Who
your
you
pocket?
is? Who you is, motherfucker?
What you got in your pocket? It's like, yo, you paying for her food, right? Right?
Oh God. All right. Well, hold on now. Let's go ahead and get back. Let's get back on task here. We went into full vigilante mode a second ago, but we're good. We're good. Okay. So choices. So now we have Ms. Marvel. Are we seeing the setup for the X-Men? Because that is the only reason I can see for her to become a part of this at this time.
But she's an Inhuman. She's not a mutant.
We still have to see how they're going to work that in.
I know.
So
I mean, they could literally. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still canon, so they could literally still work in the Terrigen Mist. She could just be a character that got hit with them, 3 seasons ago, and we just didn't hear nothing about her.
But also that can't be the case because Disney Plus and Marvel TV Studios don't work together.
That would get to a point, but that was with Netflix because they had Sif and they had other people from the movies in the show.
Yeah, but that stopped. That distinctively stopped after season 2 because that's when the beef started.
Oh, that's when the beef really started? Oh.
Yeah, because because that was during the middle of the phases when Kevin Feige got elevated. And from that point, that's why you stopped seeing people from the show or from the movies in the show. And that's also the same reason there was such a divide between the Netflix shows and the MCU.
Listen, all I care is what they need to do now is just say that the last couple of seasons didn't happen, and we jump back and we go from there, and we have Coulson bring her in.
I mean, honestly, I just want them to crush Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and anything else that they have going on that Kevin Feige and his group aren't a part of. I just want them to get rid of it because I want the beef to be over so that we can have true integration. Whoever that TV dude is, he needs to go. So that's what I hope. But what do you think? Do you think they're trying to move this into the X-Men realm, or is it just getting another character out there?
I think it might be a little bit of both. If they try to play her as a mutant, it could work. But you know how things retroactively work with their cinematic universe affecting their comic universe in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's the actual MCU, the Fox X-Men movies, or one way or another, whatever happens in one ends up affecting the other and vice versa. When the X-Men movies came out and they got leather costumes, the comics had leather costumes for like a good 4-year period. When everything happened and they wanted to put Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in Avengers, they made them no longer mutants so that they could use them and throw them in with all their Avengers shit and not have to worry about it. My question is, are they going to retroactively redo that and make them Magneto's kids again in the comics now that they can do all that? But my point is, if they do something like this, it could easily just turn around and they make some are they going to make her a mutant in the comic? So that's where I have the biggest thing where like I don't think they would change it in order to make her a mutant, in order to bring mutants into the world, because of the simple fact that she's not a mutant in the comic. But like I said, they've changed things before in order to make things work. So why wouldn't they do it again here?
Yeah. All right.
You know. Again, like I said, I just want them to bring Coulson into it with her.
All right. Hey, I'll take it.
There's a big push for her because she's going to be in this Avengers game too.
Oh, is she?
Did you watch the full video of the released footage?
Yeah.
You know the girl that's giving the narration at the beginning?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The girl that gets knocked over the vent?
Yeah.
That's her.
Okay.
She's wearing a Captain Marvel shirt.
Yeah.
She's got the colors. It's a Terrigen Mist.
Terrigen Mist.
It's her. So I was like, I that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I think they would leave it with the way she is. But yeah, no, I think this is something that is going to be a big thing, regardless. No matter how they play it, I think this character is going to either do really well in this TV show, especially if they spin it the right way.
Yeah.
They definitely have to spin it the right way.
So.
Oh, shit. That's a good. Was that Boss Logic? That's a good one.
I do believe it is Boss Logic.
Good lord.
So, She-Hulk. With this comes sadness on my part, as well as happiness, because they had stated about a year ago that because of the Hulk being caught up in that whole Universal contract and they can't make a solo Hulk film, they were talking about, that's when the idea of a She-Hulk show first came up. And they said that the plan was to have Hulk in the She-Hulk show to pass the torch, and that She-Hulk would be going into the MCU. So while I'm about to geek out over this picture,
you feel like we're going to lose the Hulk.
There's a heavy heart attached to it for me, because the Hulk is my favorite character, and I'll be sad to see Ruffalo. I'll be sad to see Ruffalo go without getting his own solo feature. And so if he is gone, then this I'm sad. Now
I don't think he's going to be gone. I just don't. I don't think he'll ever get a solo feature, but I don't think he'll be gone. Like I have a feeling like if anything, they'd do a She-Hulk TV series lead into a She-Hulk movie, and the She-Hulk movie would have Hulk in it.
We'll see. We'll see. But then with this came the rumors and the fan castings and everything having to do with She-Hulk. And somebody suggested that Rosario Dawson play her. And then this picture emerged of Rosario Dawson as She-Hulk. And I would just like to say that I am completely down with this.
I am too, but they have to do it and I hate to say it, but she can't just be her.
No.
They'd have to do a CG. They'd have to do a whole CGI She-Hulk just like they did Hulk. It should be like Professor Hulk, where it looks like Rosario Dawson.
Yes. Not it doesn't
exactly.
No, because the thing is with her is that she's just taller. She's like she's just proportionate to being a tall, muscled chick. She doesn't go through the whole Hulk transformation. She just is a green woman that's big.
Well, no, she can change. She has changed.
We're not going back through everything. I'm talking about when you see her most of the time. She even has a modeling gig.
She stays Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a modeling gig as the She-Hulk. So
yes.
With that being the case and seeing how sensual and beautiful this picture looks, I'm down. Yeah, you can use CG, get her a little bit bigger, but I would also like her, and she came out and said I would have to go to the gym, but I'm more than down for that.
And how tall is she?
She's not tall.
I mean, I know she's exactly. So then they would definitely have to do that.
Yeah, like I said, I can
CG
understand
her
a
up to
little
make her
CG.
tall and slightly more muscular, but you said, other than that,
again, if you can make Tom Cruise look like he's the tallest person in any movie, then you can work with Rosario Dawson. That's
Facts.
how I feel. Yes, Rosario Dawson was Claire in Daredevil, and hopefully, she'll do better than she did then. And I don't blame it on her. I blame it on the writing. But her character in Daredevil and in Luke Cage was a fucking tragedy. I'm sorry. They could not decide what they wanted her stance to be on supers, or on helping, or on vigilantes, or on what she would have for dinner. Like, they couldn't decide anything for that character. Anything. And it really got on my nerves. And it was no fault of hers. It was they fucked that up. I'm sorry. That's
I was just thinking about the whole She-Hulk thing, and then it just reminded me of what they did with Paula Patton for Corona and Warcraft. That's what I just don't want to happen. Like, I don't want them to just green hue her. And whatnot.
You don't want a color corrected Hulk?
Yeah, like I don't just need a color correct on her. Like, she needs to be like slightly bigger and taller, and then the color correct. That's what I'm saying. But other than that, like, because that picture is brilliant. That picture right there is brilliant. It gives everything that you need to know about that version of She-Hulk. She's sexy, but she's still strong. And like, I would love for him to do another version of this, like in the like the full on skirt suit for like when she's in lawyer mode.
Yeah. So I'm down. If they were to say Rosario Dawson, because the other role she really wanted and was trying to campaign for was Ahsoka. She wanted, when they were talking about doing some more Star Wars stuff, she was like, I'll be Ahsoka.
Do like a live action Ahsoka where she's older?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be on for that too. I'd have been down for her doing that.
But just looking at this image, I'm down. Whatever they want to do with her.
Yeah, bring it.
Yeah. So, with that, we will
since we just said that, speaking of transitions, you just said Ahsoka, so let's go on over to the Star Wars side.
All right. So, let me see here. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to go into that.
Yes, Paula, Black Widows is coming, and we are excited. Oh, I'm excited. I want to see some fucking down and dirty fighting.
Yeah, I want to see some fucking. Just some fucking.
I heard the because they said they showed one fight scene between the two Black Widows, and it was brutal.
Something about Black Widow being in an all-white suit and some other stuff going on. I just don't care. Not yet.
I want to see that too.
I'm just saying, just not yet. When I see more, when I see how they're gonna go about it, I'll be more about it. But for right now, until I can get me some clean footage, I'm not there yet. So we'll switch over from Marvel now and go into The Mandalorian and Star Wars. So let me ask, do y'all want the trailer? Do we want to do it with sound, or do we just want to play it while we're talking about it?
That was a badass fucking trailer.
That is an extremely badass trailer. So,
and now this movie takes place between 3 and 4.
All right, Exterminate says sound.
I believe.
Let's watch this together. I'm going to turn off chat from showing up on the screen just so it doesn't interrupt. And so, here we go. I'll turn us off so us talking won't interrupt the trailer.
That's gotta suck.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession. Don't you agree?
So, we do not know who the Mandalorian is as of yet, but
Do we know if he's an
a lot
actual
of people are
Mandalorian
just
or
like,
if he's just
so
a
it's
clone?
Boba, right? It has to be Boba. I personally hope it's not Boba Fett.
I don't think it's Boba Fett.
But if they made it Boba Fett, I would be just as happy. I don't really
wouldn't
care
be-
who it is. Oh,
I was
no.
gonna say I wouldn't be upset, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, God, I hope it's
Hold
Boba
on 1
Fett.
second. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I'm not gonna be upset if it is, but I'm not saying up there like hoping that it's him.
I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of an issue, but keep going.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying I can't. I don't know who this is either, but I'm down for whoever, like whatever. I just want.
So, you said they made a big deal out of the Mandalorians?
in Clone Wars and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the Mandalorians are supposed to be nasty. But, yeah, I mean, fucking, I mean, there's really nothing I can say about it other than it looks sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of where we are. Yeah, sound got lost for a second because for some reason, whenever I play a video with sound, it takes over my headset. And so basically when I just stop that video, I stop being able to hear everything. And so there seems to be no fix around that at the moment. But that's why you could hear him, but I couldn't hear him, so I had to switch everything back around. I am sorry. That's just the way it is until I get some more Bluetooth headphones. And I'm probably gonna end up getting those big joints, them big fancy joints that are like $150 that I don't want to spend that type of money on. Paula, you're just gonna have to catch up on Star Wars, hun. You just, I mean, we don't have time to go over what a Mandalorian is, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, they just go watch. What is it, the 3rd or 4th season of Clone Wars?
Yeah,
They were like a major part of like one of the seasons.
yeah. I mean,
And Rebels.
yeah. I mean,
And
Rebels. They were pretty much the whole fucking show.
Yeah, Rebels was like all about them.
Yeah. So I apologize. But we just don't have time.
No, yeah.
I w-
They're literally yeah. They don't get much crazier than that.
Yeah, it's so
Space ninjas.
it's basically jetpacking mercenaries. There we go.
Yeah.
A group of jetpacking mercenaries that have different clans and constantly fight. There you go.
Yep. And they will work for whoever as long as the money is good.
Yep. And so I'm guessing you've never seen the original Star Wars films. I'm guessing, and that's a tragedy, but whatever.
No, you can't really say that because they weren't even in that. It was literally just Boba Fett.
Yeah, but Boba, I mean, all you really need is a reference
And
is
what did
Boba.
he do? And he didn't even do nothing.
He became iconic for doing nothing.
Yeah, I know, for not doing anything. That was the thing I never understood.
For doing nothing.
Yeah, he literally showed up. No disintegrations, as you wish. Put my man in some carbonite and then was out. That was it. Next thing you saw, he fell into a hole. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
That was literally it.
And people were like, he's the most amazing.
Exactly.
He's so awesome.
I was like, but he sucks. Like seriously, like his bounty got away. Like, I mean, no, technically his bounty didn't get away. He sold his bounty. Whatever happens to his bounty after that hasn't got shit to do with him.
So what I have playing in the background right now is a piece of footage that they put out at D23 showing Star Wars, and they interwove some new scenes from Episode 9 into this showing.
At the end.
Yes, at the very end. And
yeah,
so
the first 2 minutes is literally all the original 8 movies.
Yeah. So keep your eye open because you may see some interesting things, which we will go back to.
What I did really like about this, though, is that as you're moving and progressing through it, there's really no voiceover until we get to the last trilogy here. And I liked that. And I liked the fact that it starts with Luke, but it ends with someone else. And I really, really liked the way that they did that with the voiceover. And that fucking scene with the fucking Star Destroyers was fucking brilliant. I was just like, yo, that shit is crazy. This shit is crazy.
So
That shit is...
basically, what we're gonna go to here. Apparently, my wife says I've been holding out on her.
I know. I was just like, I saw that. I was like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Somebody got in trouble.
But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this flip top lightsaber or flip bottom lightsaber.
Apparently, one of those was in one of the animated shows as well. I don't remember seeing one, but
so I have a theory of what's happening here, but I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to say first.
about what?
That? Yes.
I don't really have anything to say because I have no conjecture on it without having any kind of knowledge. I feel like this is either in her head
All right.
or maybe some sort of a Sith illusion or some sort.
I think she's in a trial at a Jedi temple, just like Luke had the trial where he had to go and then he saw his face in under the Vader mask and in the first trilogy. So
so this is her cave.
yeah, this is her cave. That's what I think.
That would make a lot of sense, and I think that's kind of where I was going for too. Like it's some sort of illusion where she's going to have to fight herself, and it's going to be a representation of an internal struggle that she's still having.
On Dagobah.
So that's basically what I was thinking. That flip down shit.
Yeah.
That shit was real.
Yeah. That's just slick AF.
Yeah, let's just say, ching. I was like, oh, why she got a switchblade?
I guess we could talk about last. I mean, I couldn't find the image that I wanted, but they did finally confirm that on Disney Plus there will be a Kenobi series.
Yes, he did come out. He actually did come out, and I saw the video. He came out and said, he told Catherine, he's like, listen, he's like, can you please ask me if I'm going to play Obi-Wan again? And she asked him, he's like, yes.
Yes.
He's like, finally, I can say this.
Yes.
Yes.
And finally we get, because, I mean, even though everybody started hating on Disney and hating on all the Star Wars movies and bitching and complaining about everything under the sun, I was really looking forward to the Kenobi film because it was supposed to be a film, and now it's going to be live action. It's going to be on Disney Plus, and yeah, I mean, it's still going to be good. They just, you know, I really wish we had gotten that movie because after Solo, which is way better than people gave any credit to, it's just good. I mean, I love Solo. And I agree. And I have a very love-hate relationship with Star Wars. So if it sucks, I'm gonna let you know. But keeping with my positive vibes, after the Solo and after the reveal of Darth Maul in Solo, I was like, finally, will I finally get my live-action Darth Maul Kenobi showdown? And hopefully I get it. It'll just be in the series now. Because I wasn't happy with...
Yes, I know.
Well, you know, no. I rephrased that.
We had the conversation.
I rephrased that. I was happy with everything that they did animated-wise, except for Rebels. Rebels was garbage. And the way they did it was garbage. In my opinion. All my opinion. Not fact, just opinion. They did it way better in the Clone Wars animated series, and I still want my live action.
And that the one comic where they actually had I forgot what it was called, but it was like a bunch of
Visions.
It was an anthology series, and it was just like a bunch of one-offs, and they weren't canon.
Visions was the name of the comic.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had that fight. I did like that, but I also didn't hate what they did in Rebels. Like, because I get what, and I understand what you're saying, because we had this conversation. If you have to have this stuff explained to you after the fact, not even after the fact, but like if you aren't able to pick up on what they're trying to tell you, then they didn't do a good job. But I was able to pick up on all of that because I've been a fan for fucking forever and watching Clone Wars and all this other shit. So I got what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and I just felt like they failed at it. But overall, what I was given in the Clone Wars series was way better than what I thought I was going to get out of that series. Like the whole Darth Maul line of like story arc with him and Savage Opress, which is the greatest name ever. Like
brilliant.
Yeah, it was just awesome.
That was what I loved about that. Whenever people when I have a friend that's a huge Star Wars fan, but he's like I tried to tell him to watch Clone Wars. He's like, I'm not watching a fucking cartoon. And I'm like, dude, stop thinking about it as a cartoon. I was like, this is what the prequels should have been.
Yeah, and
this series is exactly what the prequels should have been. And I was like, I don't even pay attention to when I'm thinking about the prequels anymore. Whenever I think about that time period, I think about Clone Wars.
Yeah, they don't the prequels, and I'm sorry if you're a person that liked the prequels, then you just don't like Star Wars, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the prequels are absolute garbage. Absolute garbage in every single
you said,
way.
The best one is the third one, and the third one wasn't great.
Yeah. So basically, oh no. Catiko, why are you getting violent in chat? What's that?
Facts. She's just like angry.
I
like Rebels. If you're not talking about me, because I liked Rebels. Don't.
So basically,
shit.
That's where we are. But I think we've laid off of it long enough, and now it's time for me to go to Negative Town.
Oh shit. All right, bat down the hatches. Put your helmets on. Everybody, prepare. All right, deep breaths. Happy thoughts, because it's gonna be about to be not happy.
I just want to take a moment to talk to Disney.
He's going into ASR.
I want to talk to Disney on some real shit. Disney, I know it's been hard. I know that TV, the numbers are going down. You finally branched out, grew your wings, and you wanted to go into the streaming service marketplace and just take over with all of your newly acquired IPs. I know you wanted this. But now you've made one error out of all the greatness that I've talked about this entire episode. You've made one error. Jinx Deadpool, would you like to guess at what that error might be?
I don't need to guess. I know what it is.
Then tell everybody what that is.
In an age of instant gratification, you gonna make us wait week to week for this bullshit? You out of your motherfucking minds. That's it.
There we go. So, now I can go back to normal voice. Disney Plus, what in the fuck are you doing? How, I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people are like, well, dude, you have to realize they're going to do the week-to-week episodes for shows because just starting off, they're not going to have enough content to just, go ahead and just put series out to binge.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I'm going to tell you right now, you own Fox. You own all the shit that Disney has done for the last, how many, 80 years?
Yeah,
80
that's
years
what I'm saying.
of
That's
content.
bullshit.
You have Fox. You have all of their cartoons. You have The Simpsons. You have all that shit. You have that. Then you have ESPN. Then you have your shows that also have come out on Hulu. Also, you own, what is it? ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you own ABC. So you're starting out with 5 full-blown content-making machines, and you're telling me you don't have the content able to actually fulfill a time schedule in a streaming service? That's complete and utter bullshit.
I also it's funny that you're talking about this because I literally had a conversation with someone the other day and I was like, do you know why the DC streaming shit failed so horribly? Because Warner Brothers, in their infinite knowledge, decided we're just going to make this a DC streaming app and not a Warner Brothers streaming app. And in which case they would have they could put all their fucking Looney Tunes shit on there, all of their fucking like all these classic Warner Brothers movies on there, not just anything that was DC associated. But you shot yourself in the foot by just saying, nah, this is just DC. So it could have been Warner Brothers DC. Disney's fucking up because they got all their shit, but now they want to piecemeal their shit out.
Yeah, and that's not going to work. That's not going to work for
And
me.
you know what, though? But that's something that's easily fixed. So I give them the first couple of months with the service running like that before they're like, all right, now we're switching it over.
Yeah, they better. Because that shit is, I'm sorry, but TV is dead.
Or
Okay?
even if they do it the
is
way
dead.
that even if they would do it the way that DC did, where they don't give it all out, but they give it out in like thirds.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still be
If you got 24 episodes, I'm okay with you breaking that shit up into like into like 6 grouping or like 4 groupings of 6 or so. You know what I mean?
No, I would like my boy Rorschach said, never compromise, not even in the face of Armageddon. Give me all of the fucking show. Give me all of the show. Their shows are going to be 6 episodes, man.
No. For those, yes. For those, give them all. But I'm talking about for shit that's longer than that. Shit that's like 24, 32, some more like long episodes. Some shit. Well, 24 is usually as long as a long season goes. Break that. If you even break that up into 12 and 12, and then only break me up with like a 2-month gap, because that's my shit with Netflix. I don't need to wait 6 months for shit that y'all got. Y'all have this shit. You're just holding on to it. And that's bullshit. I shouldn't have to wait 6 months if you've only given me 6 episodes. That's bullshit. You give me 12 episodes, I'm okay waiting some time. But you give me 6 months, you give me 6 episodes, and then got me waiting 6 months in between. That's that bullshit.
You know
That's
what? I don't have problems with a 6-month wait as long as you give me what you got. Like enough of the series. Like if you say your season is 6 episodes, okay, then give me those 6 episodes, and then I'll wait.
Yes.
But if you're gonna sit there and be like, I'm gonna make you wait week to week, do you not understand how human time works now?
Yeah, no, we ain't got time for all that. Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
If you give me a week off, that's like 3 other shows I've started. And probably I've forgotten I was waiting for yours. Not because I didn't enjoy it, just because there's so much shit out here right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, right now, I'm catching up on Preacher. I'm catching up on One Punch Man Season 2. I'm catching up on Legion. I'm also watching Banshee. All this stuff, these are all long-ass series, and I'm watching them, catching up, and then I'm trying to fit your show in there. Now, if you give me all 6 episodes, if that's how many you got, 12 episodes, whatever, however many you got, you give me all of those, and I see yours, and I'm like, you know what? Those other shows have already happened. I can catch up. This is happening right now. You get bumped to the front of the list, and I'm going to binge, watch, type about, talk about your shit before I even finish any of the others. But now that you make me wait week to week, I don't even want to see the shit until it's all over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I told Jacinda we're not even watching My Hero Season 4. I don't care if we catch up. We're banking episodes before we start watching that. I am not doing week to week for that. You want me to watch that with you? I'm all for it. I love the show, Jacinda, but I am not doing week to week. We are banking 6 episodes before we start watching any of the new season. That shit ain't happening.
You know I love it. You know I love you, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, girl.
But no, we gonna have to, yeah. Especially since you made me wait on Stranger Things. We're banking
Lord.
episodes.
There was no waiting. Catacomb will tell you.
She made me wait. Still haven't seen it yet. She made me wait, but that's okay.
Catacomb will tell you we have new rules in this house.
You know, it's okay.
If I want to watch something, you have the chance to join me. And if you don't join me, well, then I guess we don't watch it together. Them's the rules.
I'm feeling like you. I'm feeling like you on that one because I'm when Dark Crystal drops Friday, that's basically gonna be the line I tell her. We like listen. I love you, but if you're not gonna commit to watching this with me, I've waited 30 years for this shit.
Yeah,
For reals.
I mean,
and
that's
didn't even know I was waiting.
Yeah.
And now it's here.
Didn't even know I was waiting, but I was waiting, goddamn.
Yeah, word. And now it's here. And you want me to wait for? No, that's not happening. So you're gonna watch it with me, or we could watch it together after I've already watched it.
Perfect example. Perfect example. I tried to get everybody hype on the boys, and I was like, "Yo, when this shit drop, I'm gonna be on it." I read the comic. I love it. I want to see how they do the show. I was like, "I'm gonna watch it. If you want to watch it, you be in this room when it's time to watch it. You're not in this room." I crushed the boys in like a day. And that was like, in a night. I was like, fuck that. I crushed it and it was beautiful. It was amazing. And just thinking of the idea of waiting to have seen that, babe, I'm not putting you on blast.
Let me guess. Let me guess. Waifu walked in on like episode 3, like, you're watching it without me?
No, I'm not putting us on blast. I'm letting it be known. These are the rules now. Because basically
are the breaks.
Bring them up.
Word.
Because look, all I'm saying is you have priorities. This is why you're not on blast. You knew the priorities. Whenever there's something coming and I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna watch it.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I
make it known. You have your priorities, I have my priorities. So, goddamn, Exterminate grabs the helmet. But that's what it comes down to. It's just there's certain things, like I can sit back and be chill on a few things.
Oh no, the parents are fighting. The parents are fighting.
But when something like that comes, nah.
No, I feel you.
Chastity belt is off. My dick is all the way in.
And that's what I told her. That's why I was like, listen, I know you made me wait for Stranger Things, and you know what? That pissed me off, but I was okay to deal. I was okay to deal with that. I can do that. But this, it's not happening. That's what I said. 30 years. It's just like I've been waiting for that shit. 30 years. This is like the first Avengers movie for me.
Yeah.
Again. Like, yo, wait, they're doing what now?
I was gonna say trapped in the ice like Cap, just waiting.
Word, no, that's not happening. Let me the fuck out.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, those are just the rules with everything. This is the most exciting time for film and TV for me personally, because like you said, I've been waiting for this shit since I was born.
Yeah.
Like this is literally like everything I've ever wanted happening right in front of me.
Yeah.
So there have been things, injuries that have kept me from truly enjoying all of it to its fullest extent, but I'm still just so thankful to be able to see these things, my dreams. And people are doing them well finally, which is even better. So, like, I can't wait like I used to. Like, I mean, I still may wait for the movies because I can't go to the movies as talked about on past podcasts because you'll see me on CNN. You know, crazy man went off, started strangling kids in the gym. Yeah, that's, you know, I can't. That's the dark alternative path for Will. I can't go there. Vicious can't go there. So, all I'm saying, I may have to wait, may not see everything in the theater. But when it's time, it's time. And I don't want to. I pull out the Kleenex, get the lotion, lay in bed, put on the TV. It's time.
Okay, Deadpool.
It's time. Yeah. I'm talking about all the moisturizers. Okay?
Got your Crocs on too?
Hell no, I can't wear nothing like that. It'll break my feet. Anyway, my sensitive, poor sensitive feet. But anyway, so is there anything else that was mentioned from D23 that you felt deserves to be thrown up? Because I'm really specific about what intrigued me.
No, because I didn't even realize it was going on until I started
Damn.
seeing these tweets until shit started coming. I knew it was coming, but I just didn't realize it was like these things literally just run into each other, and I'm like, oh shit. I didn't even realize Gamescom was over and we're at D23 already. Shit. So yeah, that's literally how it went. I was like, wait. Gamescom's over? Wait, what happened with the... And then next thing you know, and it's like, oh, we had D23? Shit, it's going to be Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con in a month. Because we already went through San Diego. So,
Yeah.
no, not really. They pretty much... They pretty much did what I was hoping they would do. You know, give me a couple more Marvel announcements. Hit me with the Star Wars. And like I'm with you. I'm excited about both of these Star Wars things. I really want to see what they do with Moon Knight because I've been a fan. So
Yeah.
I really want them to do something well with that. And I hope they cast that well.
So I really just hope everything gets pulled off. I hope Disney has an awakening and they're like, you know what? We're just going to throw it out there because The Mandalorian is finished. They've completed filming it. They're already filming season 2.
Okay.
So give me the first season. Stop trying to tease me. I don't like being teased. Give me what you got. Okay? Give it to me.
That cast is just
killing me out here.
Mm-hmm.
God, can't stand these motherfuckers, man. They always got to try to pull some shit. And I don't get it. But, alas, we've reached the end of the story. Thank you for joining us for our 14th
But it's a
episode.
never-ending story.
Stop.
Sorry.
Turn around.
Oh, gosh. You know, I finally saw the video for that for the first time and was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, the music video for the actual song, I was
Yeah.
like, what is this shit?
Oh, man, that's the glory days right there. The glory days.
Oh God! And the thing is I love that movie, but shit.
Lol.
Oh,
So,
stupid horse. Sorry.
oh. Yep. Oh, no.
Sorry. Hey, anytime somebody puts up the scene and they're talking about this broke me as a kid, I always respond with stupid horse. And people are like, how could you? I'm like, I'm just quoting Atreyu.
That's all. Just going to tell you.
Yeah, he said it, not me. He said that shit.
Damn.
Stupid horse. I was like, oh shit. That's a little rough, man.
So,
And then he died, and I was like, you feel bad for calling him stupid now, don't you?
damn. Well, ladies and gents, the time is nard, and thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and raid my man, Ragamuffins. He is a good,
Awesome.
He is a good bloke from Canada who now lives in the U.S. He is on our timetable, EST. So throw him a follow once you get over there. As you'll see, that man is doing it big with numbers. And he'll probably be here for the podcast on Wednesday, just in the chat, talking, I plan on something really interesting.
Listen, Exterminate, you cool and all, but I kind of lost some respect for you after that one. I don't know how to say it.
Wow, Exterminate, no.
See?
No,
See?
no.
See?
You know what? This is the
You
end.
still peoples, though. You still peoples, though.
You are still peoples, but
You still peoples,
Exterminate.
though. Paula having a fit that we're not talking about Black Widow, but,
but Paula will be okay.
I'm sure.
She will be
Damn.
okay. I'll talk to her about.
You gonna be all right.
I'll talk to her about Black Widow after I finish the podcast, and when she can tell me all the things that Kate, no, Kate, no.
She's getting angry again.
She's over there. Oh Lord, look, we out.
She's about to go on. She's about to go on that Stranger Things defense.
Yep, we out. We gonna go ahead. I love you, babe. Anyway, we gonna be out. But thank you for joining.
I mean, what is this?
Peace,
Ninjas,
y'all.
drug pushers, my men being kidnapped and murdered? This is really beginning to get on my tits.
Wow. Yes.